Today's lecture focuses on a critical aspect of state sovereignty, jurisdiction and immunities. We will examine the authority states have to make and enforce laws, as well as the protections they enjoy from the jurisdiction of other states. State jurisdiction, the power to prescribe and enforce. Jurisdiction refers to a state's legal authority to make, apply, and enforce laws. In international law, there are several recognized bases for jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction. This is the most fundamental basis. States have the authority to regulate activities occurring within their territory, including the conduct of their citizens and foreigners. Nationality jurisdiction. States can exercise jurisdiction over their citizens even when they are abroad, based on the principle of allegiance between a citizen and their state. Passive personality jurisdiction. This allows a state to exercise jurisdiction over crimes committed abroad against its nationals, even by foreigners. It's a controversial principle used in limited circumstances, such as terrorism cases. Protective jurisdiction. States can exercise jurisdiction over acts committed abroad that threaten their vital interests, such as counterfeiting their currency or plotting to overthrow their government. Universal jurisdiction. This applies to certain crimes considered so heinous that any state can exercise jurisdiction, regardless of the location of the crime or the nationality of the perpetrator. Examples include genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. State immunities, the sovereign shield. The principle of state immunity stems from the concept of sovereign equality, the idea that all states are equal and no state can exercise authority over another. State immunity protects states from being subjected to the jurisdiction of foreign courts. There are two types of state immunity. Immunity ratione personam. This grants immunity to the head of state, head of government, foreign minister, and other high-ranking officials while they are in office. It is based on the idea that these individuals represent the state and should not be hindered in performing their official duties. Immunity ratione materiae. This protects a state's official acts from the jurisdiction of foreign courts. It applies to actions performed by state officials in their official capacity, such as diplomatic activities, military operations, or legislative acts. The restrictive theory of state immunity. In recent years, many states have adopted a restrictive theory of state immunity. This means that states are only immune from jurisdiction for acts performed in their sovereign capacity, jure imperii, but not for commercial or private acts, jure gestionis. This approach aims to strike a balance between respecting state sovereignty and providing redress for individuals and entities harmed by state actions. Exceptions to state immunity. There are certain exceptions to state immunity even under the restrictive theory. Waiver. States can explicitly or implicitly waive their immunity by consenting to be used in a foreign court. Commercial activities. States engaged in commercial activities are generally not immune from jurisdiction in disputes arising from those activities. Employment contracts. States are often not immune in cases involving employment disputes with individuals working in their embassies or consulates. Human rights violations. Some courts have held that states are not immune from jurisdiction for gross human rights violations, such as genocide or torture. The complexities of state jurisdiction and immunities are a testament to the ongoing evolution of international law. As the global landscape changes, these principles continue to be debated and refined, shaping the way states interact with each other and their citizens.